bit of a shake-up in aisle 3. One company is rethinking the way you grocery shop by allowing you to order bulk-sized packages through a mobile app. Last year, Forbes named this company Boxed on their annual list of next billion-dollar startups. Since their humble beginnings in 2013, the New York-based company has increased revenue to more than $100 million. And joining us right now is the co-founder and CEO of Boxed, Chieh Huang. Chieh, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks very much. I was thinking, like, what a time to be alive. Dow 20K, Tostito bags as a breathalyzer test. It's like, I don't even know what planet I live on anymore. So it's like, you know.
Well, I was going to say, and Donald Trump. Just
yeah, exactly. You know, and Mark Zuckerberg might run for something.
Add that to the list. So your company's being called the Costco for Millennials.
That's right.
Tell us about Boxed.
So we're an online wholesale club. So you take Sam's Club, BJ's, or Costco for a different audience. When we segment our audience, it skews a lot younger, a lot more millennial. And we take that experience, chop out the membership fees, so there's no membership fees, and we deliver it right to your door, and that's basically Boxed.
Is that why you're getting such a big response from millennials? It's free.
I think so. You know, and Bob will see this through his Home Depot kind of a tenure, right? It used to be that value for consumers 100% equated with price. And now with the newer generation, it's not just price, it's a little bit of convenience and how you have to go hunt for that price. And so I think that shift in value opens up doors for retailers like us.
It really has changed. We used to run the promotions and that would get the volume, but today, you know, I think there's more aspirational desires. And tell us how many SKUs you have, the number of SKUs you're adding per week to meet the millennial demand from a market back.
So right now we have about 1,300 SKUs in any given facility. So it's very limited, but we buy a ton of those SKUs and pass the savings back to the consumer.
You business professionals have to tell the audience what a SKU is.
Oh, sorry. Stock keeping units. So 1,300 individual items. So that's our. We're nerding out here on over retail.
1,300 items in one so-called SKU.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Dave.
You big nerd.
Listen, NASCAR nerd. So when you're buying direct and you're getting bulk volume, are you buying lower than better pricing than Costco and BJ's would be able to buy?
So not yet.
Not yet.
But where we kind of really excel is our overall model of how we ship it to you. So on average, the average consumer, think about this, guys. So when you usually buy things on Amazon or Walmart.com or anywhere else, you buy generally 1 to 2 items, right? Like for us, that number is on average almost 10 items. And so in effect, when it comes in one box, you can amortize that shipping price over 10 items, and that's how we can be competitive on price.
What was the need you were trying to solve for?
It really is the folks who don't have the time, the patience, or actually the physical means to get to a warehouse club. There's tons and tons of towns across the country, 10,000 people, 20,000 people. They're never going to be able to access wholesale savings because they're never going to build a Costco, Sam's, or BJ's there.
What did you think of Forbes naming you the next billion-dollar startup?
It's flattering.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're looking at $1 billion in revenue soon?
We'll see. You know, I think if technology continues this way and as millennials come into their buying power, into their own, fingers crossed, I'll be back with an even bigger grin.
You got another round? Got another investment round coming up?
So not at this time. We've raised almost $200 million to date.
Yep.
So there's a good amount of money in the bank, and now we have to use it in an efficient way.
And one way you're using it, you're going above and beyond for your employees. In 2015, you started offering to pay college tuition for employees' children, and then last year you decided to pay for employee weddings.
That's right. Yeah. So
why?
I think if I could opine a little bit, it was interesting. I saw this interview yesterday about you know, interviewing like a coal miner in a very small town, beaten down. Coal mines are empty now. The coal miner said, you know, like, it's not about bringing the coal mines back up. It's about repaying the folks that paid for the cheap electricity when you flipped it on over the last 30 years in this country. And now that there's no use for us, we feel like we need the help, right? And so I realized in our company, there's the folks that, of course, are my jobs. I'm here smiling on Fox Business News, like, you know, and having a great time. But there's folks right now picking and packing, walking around the facilities, putting stuff into a box, and doing that for 8 hours a day. And when you think about it on a cosmic level, they're the folks that are really powering shareholder value, powering, frankly, my salary and kind of my value, my net worth. And so why not share some of that with them in life-changing events, including college and including, you know, what a beautiful event, like a wedding.
What's the cost of that?
It's quite a bit. So college actually comes out of myself, and so I pay for those personally and out of my stock in the company. Weddings, on average, it depends on how long you've been with the company, but up to $20,000. So
I was going to say you have to cap it at 20.
yeah, we're not going to have. Yeah, we're not. Yeah. So the crazy part is I haven't been invited to all the weddings, if you could believe it or not. So that kind of says something about me. But
you give a first-time bride an unlimited budget, you better look out, brother.
Yes. So,
Do you cap the college tuition also?
we don't. So it's not room and board. And you have to apply for need-based aid, and so whatever that gap is, then we pay for it.
That is fantastic.
Good for
Chieh,
you.
now I know why you're resonating so much, certainly with millennials.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you. We'll be watching.
Guys.
Good luck.
We'll be watching the growth story. Chieh Huang joining us there from Boxed. Up next.